catalog produced as a due diligence pitch book sent to the First Lady and President Obama, hard copy and on disk as PDF with active links, burned to CPS Corruption and Government Victims of Systematic Child Slaughter, asked First Lady and President Obama to intervene, declare state of emergency, also published for free download at www.higherlyrics.org, and released without protection of copyright for anyone else to upload, share, or republish. Quote, sharing learning results and community courage. Higher Lyrics shares our learning, unquote. Higher Lyrics Evidence Package Module 1. U.S. Citizens Control Public Post-Incident Report, Corruption in Government Pro Se Court Reform Disclosure. Judicial oaths ensure CPS victims state and U.S. constitutional rights to approach state, superior, and federal courts seeking redress, to make right what is wrong, for grievances and proofs of racketeering, human trafficking, theft of human beings, theft of education and careers, fraud of several recovery.gov agencies, damages and loss due to personal injury, wrongful death, etc., on the strength of state and U.S. constitutional rights, and without having to become or purchase bar attorney representation. Federal judges who can be shown to have violated judicial oaths, particularly Canon 2 outside relationships, will demonstrate administrative formula, connect relationships, two-way accountability, work ethic, synergy, and intent, and expose the official corruption, fraud, civil rights relationships that compel courts to cover up, aid, and abet systematic corruption and nationwide CPS American families victimizations, and ultimately correlate dollar amount losses to U.S. economy. Higher Lyrics Evidence Package Module 2. Nationwide CPS Corruption and Government Victims Supreme Court Cert Petition Exhibit A will prove to First Lady, President Obama, Homeland Security, and Supreme Court justices that a class of Americans exists who are systematically discriminated against for receiving fair and accurate adjudication of the verified, truthful petitions for redress made in the United States District Federal Courts and State Superior Courts. Civil unrest growing in Americans' disillusionment with complaint, appeal, and redress, corrupt court venues coupled with the various polarized conflicting sovereignty, coalition, and collaborator groups scrambling to brainstorm strategies which range from traditional, quote, oh, well, that's the way it's always been, can't do nothing about rescuing my children until I save up enough money for the next attorney to rip me off, unquote, to, quote, let's think outside the box and invent the administrative tools needed to talk to our courts, measure revenue impacts of work ethic, synergy, and intent to leverage two-way accountability for who the heck is defrauding the recovery.gov agencies and siphoning unfairly U.S. stimulus funding in American workforce and product contributors. Yes, Lorraine?
Yeah, Mom. I didn't get no answer, of course. Sandra called me with her sister on the phone. Got her sister talking about, yeah, I'm hitting them now. Do something. I'm hitting them now. Ezekiel crying. I'm hitting, she said, hear that. I'm hitting them now.
What's her sister's name?
I'm about to go over there.
What's her sister's name?
What's her sister? I don't know.
Lorraine, listen. Lorraine, you got to stop answering them calls live and let them go in the voicemail. Okay. We need those audio files.
Okay.
All right? Who you taking with you over there?
I don't know.
Don't go over there by yourself. And find out her. Oh no, you can't find. Don't take those calls live. I'm gonna find out her sister's name. All right.
All right.
See how traumatized and injured these kids are now. These children have been protected by their protective mother and their grandmother and grandparents all their lives. And you guys gave them over to all-out child abusers that are actually hitting them and calling up and announcing that they're hitting them and letting them be heard crying and traumatized and injured. Judge Robert K. Matthews, Timothy E. Possenti, Fern Brown Caplan, do something. You're so powerful. You're so powerful to destroy lives. You can't pick up the phone and call the police and send them over there. You can't send the police to 972 Anchor Street and save the people that you victimized. This is still, you still have a chance to make it right. You still have a chance to correct your heinous crimes against humanity. Why don't you do the right thing and try to reverse some of your harms? Do the right thing. Go and get Ezekiel and Ariel and bring them to me. They are at 972 Anchor Street. Sandra Sullivan is abusing them and her sister and their father, Eric Brown. They are actually being hit and recorded being hit. What the hell is wrong with y'all? All right, Lorraine, go see. Let me know who you got together to go over there. All right. No, that's just gonna that's not gonna give you an order of protection on there. That's not gonna give you an order. You know what? We'll just have a prayer warrior vigil. We're gonna have a prayer warrior vigil. Ask for God to touch the hearts of these people. Judge Robert K. Matthews, Timothy E. Possenti. I'm gonna, as soon as this show is over, I'm gonna do a video with this audio on it of what's going on. Not just I'm gonna separate the audio of the trauma that it. Oh wait, can you hear me? I'm going to separate the audio of the trauma and everything and the crimes that are occurring right now to Ezekiel and Ariel and email it to Judge Robert J. Matthews, Timothy Possenti, and Fern Brown Caplan, Lisette Sharon Harris. And they can't say that they didn't know that they didn't know it was going on. And even on a Sunday, they have the ability to send the police over there and get them out of there, you know? All right, then. Let me finish reading this. Higher Lyrics Evidence Package Module 3, Flagrant Clerk of Court Errors Conspicuous for Favoring Official Corruption, Fraud Defendants Responsibly Recorded will list docket numbers. Federal investigators can scrutinize, review to see all the Clerk of Court-driven deliberate censorship, flagrant errors, denial of due process, imposed upon the pro se crime victim litigant, which covers up, aids, and abets the proven corruption and crimes in family court and revenue-driven paid foster and adoption contractors, city and town jurisdictions. Actual, redacted, censored, dismissed with or without prejudice, federal court statistically closed or deemed unintelligible as a result of clerk of court censorship and unconstitutionally sealed or impounded superior court documents in the possession of crime victim pro se claimants that are submitted to Roxanne Grinage doing business as Higher Lyrics, Dignity for the Human Spirit at higherlyrics.org will be scanned and publicly posted in their entirety onto Higher Lyrics Evidence Package Module DVDs going to First Lady and President Obama pleading for presidential emergency intervention regarding the state of emergency posed by CPS corruption in government systematic slaughter of American children, siphoning U.S. economy, enriching human resources, workforce, and product contributors. I believe, me personally, and I manage Higher Lyrics, so our administrative method, I only have that the crimes that are happening against American families are not a confidential matter. They're a sensitive matter, but they're not confidential. And the assailants have already victimized us so extremely. All right? I don't have much time left. I'm going to go and edit this and try to get this to the people that have committed crimes against me that are causing my grandchildren to be destroyed right now as this show is going on. You're going to want to download this show. This is a history-making show. All right? This is a history-making documentation document of the development of the prototype administrative solutions tool, the U.S. Citizens Control Public Docket Database. Download this show, all right? Prototype development, U.S. Citizens Control Docket Database, President Obama and First Lady informed of growing civil unrest, state of emergency in CPS corruption in government. God bless everyone. This is Roxanne Grinage. Say a prayer. Say a prayer. Pray. Thank you. Bye.